Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We are back with another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. It is me, Lindsey A of VA. How are y'all doing today? Yes, that it wasn't supposed to rhyme, but it did and it worked. I would love to introduce you to my beautiful friend, and I do mean beautiful inside and out. Please help me welcome Miss Raven LeMelle. Hey, girl. Hey.
You're beautiful.
Thank
Thank you.
you. You're so pretty.
Hey,
I can't
girl.
believe it
Hey.
ever. Please tell the people who you are and what you do.
All right. Here we go. All
Yeah.
right. My name is Raven LeMelle. This month actually makes 3 years of me being a full-time entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I am the director of operations for Tones of Melanin, which is an HBCU apparel and accessory brand and Black excellence. I'm also the associate producer at Number One Space, located in Military Circle Mall. Space is an acronym for Space for Performing Arts and Creative Expression. So.
Yeah. All these big titles. You're so fancy.
I am not that person.
You're so fancy. And you are the hope dealer. I love that. We'll talk about that first. We're gonna get into other good things too. But I love the hope dealer. I've loved it since you started the shirts and all the good vibes and all the good things. Where did that come from? Where did that inspiration come from?
Honestly, I just tried to capitalize on the fact that this is something that I do naturally and daily to the people in my life. And for those who I don't even really know, I try to encourage everyone to be their best, to do their best, and to ultimately trust God because He knows everything and He wants the best for us.
Yeah.
So with that, it just became the hope dealer.
I love it. I love the fact that you create these shirts and these mugs and all these things, but it's how you present the message. You know, like even the one of one shirts that you gifted us at your shoot, like there was so many ways that you could have said it, but it's so important to drive home to women, to people, but especially Black women. Like you are so perfect as you are. As the individual that you are. Like you don't have to be like anything else or anybody else or look like whoever is telling you what you're supposed to look like. You're perfect as you are. And I was like, that's the message, y'all. That's so deep. Like that's so, and it resonates so deeply with people. And it's like you can, like you said, you can wear it.
Yeah.
You put these shirts on, it's like covered. It's like, yeah, you receive that message because it's on your chest. You feel it in your heart. It's so good. It's so good.
I appreciate them more than you know. Like seriously, most of my shirts, the one of one, Psalm 139:14, speaks of being fearfully and wonderfully made. So this past weekend, I had a photo shoot for my birthday. You were there. It was such an amazing time. It really was. So many things happened that was not expected at all. I'm forever grateful for it, but that was just confirmation for me that I needed so desperately. Just to remind women, because it's so easy for us to compare ourselves to one another and to try to, we have like this, I don't know, I hate it, but I just like try to bring sunshine and light to every situation.
Yeah.
I want each girl, each woman there to know that they're uniquely made on purpose and to walk boldly in that, because sometimes we can see things and it'll make us feel bad about ourselves, or we just don't feel good enough sometimes for anything. So I wanted everyone to know that they were special. All of my messages that I've placed on my shirt, God has given me the message as well as the verse. So to see the reaction and the response and people receiving them has truly been mind-blowing. It's literally just the fruit of my obedience. So I'm excited.
That's it's so funny because I watch you and like I know we'll talk about things and you were like, Lynn, I've been waiting, I've been doing it, and this is this, and I'm ready. And then it's just like boom, it happens. And I'm like, yes, all the things because you deserve. But you emit such positivity.
Oh, thank you.
all the time. Like, I feel like I can count on one hand the number of times where I've seen you not smile. And that's of all the times we've ever encountered each other, been in the same space. Like, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
on one hand, and I would still probably have fingers left over of the times where I've seen you not smile, because you always smile and it radiates and people feel it and people see it, and it's like it just feels good. Like,
Thank
you,
you.
I remember when we were doing the show, and like, I walk in the room and I change the temp, and you do that every time. You do, and it's so amazing to see, because that's a skill, that's a gift.
Oh, thank you. It's
Yeah.
truly a gift. I don't take it lightly at all. I know that it's God.
Yeah.
Honestly, like there have been situations where I'm like, God, help me through this. Like I want to go off. You know, like
You know what I want to say?
I have every right to go off. Like at this
Yes.
point, I feel like whatever I do is validated.
Yes.
And he has transformed me in a way that is indescribable, because it's him. It's literally him. And you know, when you meet people, they can say it's something about you. It's something about you. And I've always heard it. I've always heard it and never really acknowledged it being God until I grew my relationship with him to know that, hey, that's him within me.
Yeah.
And we all need to know that he's within us. So to
Yeah.
shine your light, shine your light. Too many people out here are living in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the world is as harsh as it is already, including social media or just everyday life on at work or whatever, within your family, whatever. So be the light that you would want to see, or you know, like that's what I just look at it, you know, trying to understand. That's
Be the light that you need. Sometimes you have to be your own light, and then in that way, you helping other people. Like, it's amazing. Like, I know for me, here lately especially, but since the pandemic, I've been really intentional about healing,
Yeah.
about becoming better, about doing more, but being intentional about it. Like, before, it's so easy to say, I'm gonna do the thing, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do the things, and it's like, but are you really doing it? Are you really doing it? Are you really about that life?
Are you really about that life?
It's easy to talk about it. It's easy to be like, yeah, I meditate and I pray 18 times a day and I read the Bible front and back every other week. And it's like, cool.
Yeah.
What are you doing to change your life?
Right.
Cool. Are you applying what you learning? Are you just talking about it?
Right.
Cool. Where do we go from here?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest testaments to your journey of healing is how well you treat others. And so the way I treat people, knowing that whether they've done me wrong or whatever, I still love them with the love of God. Like, and it's not about like self-care and healing is not bubble baths and you know what it's made up to be.
Yeah.
If you really get in to do the work, it gets ugly. It did for me. I can't for everyone.
No, it's gonna get ugly.
Right.
It's going to. Because you have to tap into those dark places. You have to sit in it for a second. You have to figure out what the root of this thing is so that you can move past it. You can understand that it's a part of you, but it doesn't define you.
It doesn't at all.
Sometimes people start creeping into that dark space, trying to figure out what it is, and they get scared and they back up from it. So then they're not really doing the work.
Man, you okay?
Come on. Come on.
No, that's so true. And it's also interesting to see people who have claimed to have done the work. Their actions speak differently. You know? And so it's weird because a lot of people feel like I have a pressure sometimes to always be smiling. But I'm still human, you know, like I'm human. Every day is not like sunshine and rainbows at all. But I've grown to trust God. And it keeps going back to that because literally he saved me from so much, even through the hurt. Like, it was still protection, you know, and trusting him with my healing has literally been one of the most beneficial things I've ever done. Um, yeah, I ain't gonna even.
You could have, but that's fine. That's okay. Yeah. But so real. Just real quick, we're gonna move on from it because you hit on something that I want to touch on it too.
Okay.
You talked about the self-care thing and how it's so trendy right now.
So trendy.
Self-care is so
It's
trendy.
okay. It's like a good trend, but just
Yeah.
be intentional.
But I want there to stop being this disconnect that self-care is like maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, my sister makes it a point to say like self-care and self-maintenance are two different animals. You getting your nails done every 2 weeks is maintenance.
Yeah.
That's what you do for upkeep. Yeah, you might feel good about it. It might make you feel, give you a little push of confidence, that bold, but that does nothing for your heart posture.
Man.
That does nothing for your mind. That does nothing for your body. That just makes you feel good for the moment. And please do the things that make you feel good for the moment. Get the hair, get the inches, get the bundles, do the things, sis. Yes, but also do the real work.
Right.
Tap in.
Right.
Sit with yourself. How do you really feel? What do you really need?
Yeah.
What's going to make you better? Those are the questions that you have to ask and answer.
Right. Yes.
To get to the next step. You can't just be like, no, tap in. What is it? What is it?
So many people are afraid, and it's okay, because a lot of times we grow up in households where we can't really express ourselves and our emotions. We don't really know how to tell people how we're truly feeling.
Yeah.
Communication is so important to me. It's so important to me. But to be honest, it wasn't a trait that I learned at home. It was something that I really had to teach myself and be intentional about it.
Yeah.
So with that, it was like, okay, every time somebody would like piss me off or something, I'm like, okay, breathe, Raven. It's okay. It's all right. The root of it for me was, I just want to understand, regardless if I agree with your actions or not. I just want to understand. So with trying to understand people, you have deeper talks. With everything I've gone through, I've been through so much that people don't even know that I've gone through. And I just remember one time just crying out to God, like, God, why me? Like, why are you putting me through all of this? And I was like 17, 18. And I literally remember him saying, it's just so that you can relate to people on a more intimate level. And with that, I took everything with like a grain of salt. At that point, it's not even about me anymore. It's about you. So let's talk about it. We can talk about it. I try to create safe spaces for people. So I don't know. Hopefully it's working.
It is, because I know I'm like, let me call Ray, because I can't even deal right now. Like, so
Thank you.
You are so inviting with your energy. Like, your presence is just like, yeah, come talk to me. Yeah, I'll listen. And I really do care. Like,
I do care.
You do. I knew that from the first time I saw you. When we were at my event and you came in, you sat up, you were on the edge of your seat, you smiled. Every time I looked, like you were literally my point of reference, like for eye contact, because I knew that I could look at you and you would be engaged, you would be smiling. I'm like, okay, well, somebody getting something. Nobody else in here is. Somebody's getting something. And it was so good. And I was like, well, I need to be around her more. I need to be around her energy more. I need to be in her space. I like this. Like, yes. Let's talk about the work that you do, ma'am, lady ma'am, because you are a very important person, whether you proclaim to be or not. You are a very important person. Let's talk Tones of Melanin.
Okay. All right.
Tell us about the brand, first of all.
Okay, so Tones of Melanin, sorry, as I stated previously, it is an HBCU apparel and accessory brand that also focuses on Black excellence. It was my cousin is the founder and CEO, Ashley. Hey, girl, if you listening. And her visions have just truly taken off. Like, so as the director of operations, I am contacting schools, I'm calling people, I'm interviewing different interns for different positions. Shout out to Calvin, who is also our social media manager. He's handling things on social media, Instagram, Twitter. Y'all make sure y'all follow Tones of Melanin. We have some big things in the works. We're about to be released in 60 department stores come this fall, which is so exciting.
Yes.
It's so exciting. And I'm just grateful to be along for the ride. And yeah, I'm just grateful. It all happened so fast.
But we tell the story because it makes me feel good because I know, I was with you that day. That was literally the whole conversation. Like we just kept talking about we got to do more and we got to tap into what we really know how to do, what we're really good at, and how can we monetize this and how can we make this work for us and make it sustain us. And like literally 20 minutes later, you're like,
literally, like, so I was fasting for a week. We went out for brunch and that was the end of my fast. And so we're out enjoying ourselves and we're talking, we're like, hey, I'm like, if I could just get a job doing content creating, like that would be lit, like, that would be lit. And I was just talking about how this process right now is going to eventually be a part of our testimony. Like we're living in the process, and then we're just so close to the promise. Like I'm like, God, you've made us so good in different areas, so like let us capitalize on it, like show us the way to capitalize on it. And literally 10 minutes later I got to the car and my cousin's calling me. She was like, hey, I think I have a position that you may be interested in. So this was in April, I think. So since April I've been on a team with Tones of Melanin. And I'm excited. It's such a team effort. It's a small team, but we literally pack a punch. Like everyone is in their lane. Everyone is focused. Again, I'm just so grateful. It's God. I honestly, I'm gonna keep repeating it because it's Him. It
Your
really
gifts
is.
will make room for you and put you before great men.
He's so good.
Baby. It's so such a good thing.
The timing will always be right.
It always
will always be right. And
say it one more time for the people in the back.
The timing will always be right.
Always be right.
If we get things prematurely, we may not know how to handle it and maintain it and sustain it for longevity. So be patient. Yes. I think God was teaching all of us patience. And still is teaching us patience in different areas.
Yeah.
Because I'm still being patient.
Hey, listen. Still waiting. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm waiting on, but I'm like, I know I'm waiting. I know something's about to happen. I know something's about to come.
It's so close. It's so close.
And even when you are waiting,
yeah,
please keep in mind the little things.
Yeah.
Be aware of those small things that are taking you still where you want to go. It might not be as fast as you want, but sometimes it's not supposed to be fast. And sometimes we get so caught up looking for the big thing that we miss all the little things. Like you're waiting for the millions, but you're not happy about your 20.
Right.
You're not happy about your 50. You're not happy about your 100. Well, I'm going to give you more.
Man.
You don't appreciate what you have.
That's a word.
You're still waiting because you don't appreciate where you are right now. I can't move you forward. I can't take you to the next place.
Yeah.
What we doing?
And it gets hard and it's not easy.
Not at all.
Especially like this whole entrepreneur thing. Like,
listen,
let me just talk about that real quick. So this month will make 3 years that I've been a full-time entrepreneur. My last job, I just knew it was going to be my last job. I worked there in 2016, I think. A month into the job, I'm going around telling everybody like, yeah, this is my last job. I didn't have a plan at the time. I was making natural hair videos on YouTube. I wasn't consistent at all. but I'm extremely passionate about natural hair. Like, I love it. Your hair popping, girl. So I was like, okay, let me do this. Let me tap into the whole YouTube natural hair community. Like I said, I wasn't consistent. So fast forward to 2018. I literally went to Thailand for my 25th birthday. Before I left, the company was mentioning downsizing. At this point, I had a team about 35 people. I was the second youngest on, like, in a managerial position, only Black one. This job was literally, I was getting paid the most money I had ever gotten paid. So it wasn't just like, okay, this is a job. No, it was a job with benefits. Like, it was great for me at that time. So I went to Thailand. Before I left, something was just like, clean your desk. The Holy Spirit said, clear your desk. And I'm like, okay. I don't know why, but I had every I had every intention of coming back to a job. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just be obedient. When I come back, I'll have a clean desk, a clear desk, fresh start, whatever. Go to Thailand, enjoy myself, literally come back. I land in New York, and before I even take my seatbelt off, like, literally just change my phone from airplane mode to the regular service, I get a text message saying, hey, the contract fell through. So I'm like, okay, all right. And the person who texted me was someone on my team. So even with that, it was like, well, you may not have a job, but I may still have a job. So, but even with that, I was like, okay, maybe this is what it's going to take. I got too comfortable.
Yeah.
The first month, I was like, yeah, this is my last job. I'm literally encouraging other people there to make that their last job.
Yeah, like, stay here.
It's so crazy. So many people have, like, given credit to me for, like, encouraging them and pushing them to start their own businesses and to follow their dreams. Because life, when you go to a job, you literally think about selling an hour of your life for whatever you're making an hour or salary, whatever. And that, when I heard that quote, it just didn't sit well with me. I was like, an hour of my life is worth $20. What? Right. I don't know. I can be out doing something.
Right. Is it?
Right.
Yeah.
And I never saw myself, with a typical job sitting at a desk for the rest of my life. I was like, God, I'm way too creative for this. I'm way too chosen. I have purpose. It's not behind this desk, even though the work that I was doing was benefiting the veterans. But anyway, so I was just like, okay, God, this is it. I get back to the job and they're like, hey, you can work in a different department. You don't have to interview. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's okay. By the time I had traveled from New York back home, it had already settled in with me. I'm now doing what God called me to do, whatever that is. I didn't have a plan. I still didn't have a plan. God literally forced me to push. And for anyone out there who is, like, waiting for the right time, you just got to do it.
It's right.
You just have to do it, and you just got to do it. Yeah. And you can't look for validation from other people. Nope. You can't wait for people to understand or to side with you or to confirm that you're making the right decision, because they're not going to. And honestly, if you pray about it, you do whatever you do to make sure that it's right, like you're making the right decision for you, you won't fail. No. You really won't fail. You may have some hiccups, but that's still not failing.
That's life. Yeah. That's life. That's life.
You're not a failure at all. Keep going, because you have purpose. Yeah. You have purpose. Yes. Y'all have purpose. Y'all have purpose. Tap into that. Because whatever that is not going to feel like a job. You're going to enjoy doing it. You're going to enjoy waking up and feeling like you're making a difference, or you're expressing yourself creatively. Yeah. So do it. Life is about being happy. Like, be happy.
Yeah. And we're not saying that it's not work.
No, we're not.
She's saying that it's not going to feel like a job.
It's not going to feel like a job.
Not say that it's not work. I want to make that very clear, because it's work. It's more work than you ever do in your life. It's work. And I'm going to tell you how you know what you know.
Okay.
I've been known. I've been known that I'm not supposed to be working for anybody. I've been known it.
Yeah.
And what do? I get scared and I get a job.
Mm-hmm.
I get scared and I get a job. I get scared and I get a job. I can get a job. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay?
Yeah, that's not a problem.
But 2 weeks into it, I'm like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And it bothers me. And it's a different kind of bother. It's not like I'm annoyed or anything or aggravated. It's just like, this is not where you're supposed to be. What are you doing? Now, granted, I will say, and this is only for me, I can't speak for anybody else. There was some jobs, like currently, I was in corporate, quit corporate, started a restaurant, ended that, started doing event planning, stopped doing that. I did a whole bunch of things, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? No, I need to be with the babies. I need to go back to school. And I went and I started working in the school. And I'm like, oh, this works so much better. I should be a teacher. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna be a teacher. That's what it is, guy. I got it. I'm gonna be a teacher. I went back. I finished my degree. I'm doing all the things, trying to get like a provisional so that I can start teaching in the school. And I never got anything that I was supposed to get. I never got the information. They told me I couldn't be a teacher. They told me that my degree didn't qualify me to be a teacher. And I was like, God, we talked about this. I thought we had the plan. I thought this was him. And he was like, who said that? I just told you to go into the school system.
Oh man.
I just told you to be in the building. Who said you were going to be there? Yeah. Who said you were going to stay there?
Right.
Tomorrow's my last day. Lindsey punches her last clock tomorrow, and Lindsey probably won't punch a clock ever again. And if I do, it's because I was spirit led to do it, not because I want to. It's because I'm supposed to.
Right.
But I needed to be there. And this time, I needed to be there. I needed to see the things that I saw. I needed to hear what I heard. I needed to know what I know now.
Yeah.
To get me ready for the next thing. I knew back in January. Probably before that. It's like, you good on this?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh, what are you going to do? No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I know what I know, and I move when I know what I know. And what I know is that I'm not supposed to be here anymore. What happens after this is not even up to me.
Now that's the word.
It's not even up to me. I'm going to do what I know to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I know works. I'm going to do what I know I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then all the other things fall into place.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a typical traditional 9 to 5. No. I know a lot of people get discouraged sometimes on both sides of the field, whether they're an entrepreneur or working a 9 to 5. Do what feels good for you. No one else can live your life for you. Do it, because whatever you're doing, we need you.
Yes.
Whether you're flipping a pizza, we need you. Okay.
Yes. You know? Yeah, that's evident now. You see how many people are all up in a frenzy and in a tizzy because they can't get their taco because Taco Bell only got 2 people working. People are big mad. Yeah. But you took these people for granted when they were working the jobs.
Yeah.
You talked down to them, but you made them feel less than when you made them feel like their job wasn't important. Now you can't get your taco. Who needs you now?
Be kind is free.
It is.
It's free.
And do whatever you do with the most confidence.
Yeah. I need to
do it with intention. Whatever it is. Because wherever you are is an opportunity to grow. Right. When I worked in corporate, I took over doing monthly birthdays because I'm a planner. I love putting on an event. I love doing a thing. I love calling people, making contact, getting love, all the things. That's my jam. Yeah. I've been doing that thing for years.
Yeah.
While I thought I was supposed to be doing something else.
And you're great at it.
Thank you. I love to put together a thing. And I love to see it come to life. Yeah. I was like, what is this that y'all do? Oh, I want to do that. I'll take that over. No problem.
Yeah, that's a gift.
You know? Yeah. Problem solving. All the things that you take for granted, all the things that you think like everyone can do, I promise you they can't. I promise you they can't.
That part.
There's so many things about you that are only specific to you, that only you can do, and the way that you do it. Can't nobody pep talk you like I can pep talk you. I'm sorry. That's my gift. That's one of my superpowers, okay?
Yeah.
I will tap in real quick and we're going to get it all the way together.
Okay.
That's what I do. Ray can make you feel the most confident, the most loved, the most embraced ever. I will never forget when the first night that we met, and I'm sitting there ugly crying because I can't keep my life together. And you're just like, your feelings are valid. And I'm just like, oh my God. They are what? No one has ever told me that before in my life. No one has ever said that. And it's like, oh, snap. However I feel is okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
However I feel is how I feel.
Exactly.
And that's fine.
It's so fine. Feel it. It's so many people walking around numb.
Yeah.
They don't feel anything.
Or masked, feeling like they have to do this and they have to be that and they can't. And I'm like, for what? Who told you that?
Yeah.
Who said that?
It's crazy.
I used to
Yeah. I used to feel like being labeled emotional was such a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I look at it as my superpower, honestly, because it's a gift that I can feel things as strongly and deeply as I do. Now, what I will say that with me now acknowledging it as my superpower, that came with learning how to communicate. Because just because you're emotional, you don't always have to react that way, being able to express yourself in an effective manner so that it's properly getting across to whoever you're communicating with. So emotions are beautiful. I'm always encouraged to cry. Let it out.
Yeah, let it please flow. And I've gotten to the point now I feel, and I've always done it, but I thought I was, like you said, I thought I was just super emotional. I'm like, why am I so hurt? But I pick up on people's emotions.
Yeah.
What you feel is what I feel.
Yes.
And I don't even do it on purpose. But I feel it. Like, I will be in a space and I'm like, oh, somebody is tugging at me. Who is it?
Yes.
Who is it? What's wrong?
Yeah, what's wrong?
What is it? Like I see your smile and you're beautiful and you are done up, but how do you feel right now? Because I feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done it to people and they look at me crazy and then they start crying and it's like, I'm not even trying to upset you, but I feel you.
I feel you.
And I want to know how I can help because I feel you.
Yeah.
I see it. I don't know if anybody else is paying attention, but to me, like, it's all in your face.
Yeah.
All in your eyes.
Yeah.
Please put your shoulders back. What's wrong, sugars?
It made me want to put my shoulders back.
I know. But it's like, and for the longest time, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I would be so sad all the time. Like, why? Nothing's wrong. And it wouldn't even be me. It'd be somebody else. Right. And with that, though, I had to learn how to isolate it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't carry that all the time. That thing hurts. And sometimes they're big. Sometimes the emotions are a lot, and they do stick. And I am sad for a couple of days, and I acknowledge that I'm sad for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now we're gonna get on with it. But acknowledging those feels, communicating those feels, like you said, talking, like you said this, and this hurt my feelings. And then also knowing when not to say anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you pick up on things, you feel things, and you know things, and you know that this is just the end of it.
Yeah.
This is the end of our connection. This is the end of our communication, our relationship, whatever the case may be. And I wish you all the best. But I just feel you disconnected from me. I feel that we're not a part of each other anymore. And as sad as it is A-okay. Because wherever I'm going and wherever you're going, we're not supposed to go together. We were supposed to get to this point together.
Yeah. Yeah. What's for you is always going to be for you.
Always going to be for you. There is not a devil in hell that can stop what is for you.
No. liberating that in a sense to
Yeah.
know like however I move, there's no mistake that you can make that's gonna take it away, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's yours, you
Yeah.
know, just walking boldly with that confidence and knowing that, okay, I'm here. I'm just opening the door that was already
Yeah.
there predestined for me with my name on it, you
Yeah.
know? I don't have to steal from anybody else. I don't have to bad talk or gossip about old girl. I don't have to, you know, it's mine.
Yeah.
Why would I want to do something else that could potentially hinder my character or my peace for that matter?
Exactly.
Like, no, what's
What
mine is
you do
mine.
is for you.
It's
What
mine.
I do is for me. What
Yeah.
I saw it the other day. It's like, imagine you trying to do what I do while I'm doing what God told me to do, and you sitting there being disobedient,
Man,
trying to be like me, trying
man,
to do what I do. Who told you to do that?
man.
Who
I,
told you?
yeah, I heard a sermon today actually, and he was basically saying it's crazy how people can look at you and be jealous of whatever you have going on, not knowing that half the time or sometimes I don't want the anointed, so God
Right,
gave it to me, you know?
right.
Like sometimes, you know, I do like to create safe spaces, but I'm human. Sometimes I don't feel like talking, or sometimes I'm just not capable of
Yeah,
giving people that energy that they require or deserve. And so it's like being okay with that. But
yeah,
don't be jealous of nobody.
right. What? It's
Don't be
not,
jealous of nobody.
nothing about this life is a competition.
Yeah,
What
no.
are you racing to?
Yeah.
You get to where you get when you get there.
Right.
And that's on your time. Yeah, I
Yeah.
might see you while I'm in my lane,
Right.
trying my
I
journey.
want to see you. I want
I
to see
want to see you.
yeah.
I'm gonna yell out to you. I see you,
Yeah.
girl.
I see
I
you.
see you getting new steps in. I see
I
you
see
walking. I see you moving.
okay.
I see you, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. Our paths might even merge at one point.
Yeah, hopefully it's collaborations.
Right.
Less competition, more
It's
collaboration.
not because it's never about a competition.
No, never.
You what are you competing against? What's the prize?
What's the prize?
Please tell me.
Yeah.
I just want to be happy.
Yeah, that's it,
I
Lord.
just want to be happy. I just want to be fulfilled. I just want to be
Yeah.
comfortable with myself, who I am, and have my money. And
Okay.
don't forget, because I got bills. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. I'm not worried about what this person does or that person does. You know what? I'm lying. Because sometimes I am, because I'm still human.
Right, right. Yeah.
Sometimes I am worried about what this person does.
Yeah,
And this person does,
absolutely.
and this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do let it. Should I? But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I get to remember who I am
Yeah.
and what I'm about.
That's the most important part. Like I
Yeah.
said, don't you know, people give the false narrative of thinking that it's not going to happen or that
Yeah.
comparison spirit is not, it's natural. It's
It's
more
in me.
natural than
Yeah.
people really admit and acknowledge. Like, it's real,
Yeah.
you know, but the foundation of all of that is being able to be vulnerable with yourself, you know, and be open and be like, hey, like I'm still dope myself.
Still though.
I'm still you speak those words over yourself.
Yeah.
Affirmations are important.
Yeah.
Having people that love you and genuinely support
Yeah.
you are important. It's so easy to go into a shell when you're feeling discouraged or
Yeah.
overwhelmed. Me, I will disconnect easily.
Mhm.
Like my friends will be like, "Hey, where you at?"
Gone. Ghost. Ray will ghost. Ray will disappear. Ray will Casper so quick, okay? Like you won't hear from her for like weeks, and then she'll pop back. Hey y'all, my phone broke, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. But I'm okay. Like girl,
My phone do be breaking. My phone do, my phone do be
and then you take like 4 weeks to get it a new phone.
yeah,
The
yeah.
average person, they phone break right there at the store same day. Ray be like, whenever I get to it, whenever I find it, whatever. I don't care. I'm like, okay, as long as you're alive, as long as you're here,
I always take it as the Lord said, Raven, you need a break. I'm like, all right, Lord.
cool,
Okay.
cool. I'm good with it. I appreciate that. You know, real quick because I want to move on, but I just want to touch on. You said something. I don't even remember exactly what you said, but it triggered a thought in my head. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't remember what you said, but
Okay.
it is completely possible for two things to be true about you. You can be dope and depressed.
Oh yeah.
You can
Yeah.
be all the good things and get sad sometimes. You know, I
Yeah.
had a conversation months ago with a friend, and we were talking about it. I'm just like, I don't understand why I feel so down on myself. I know I'm amazing. I've seen the work that I do. I got the numbers. You can look me up, Google me. You
Google.
can do it. I'm published. I'm
Okay.
I've done the things. I've done great things in my 29 years.
Yeah.
But I still feel sad. But I still feel like I'm not good enough. But I still feel like I'm not doing enough, or I should do more. And he was like, why did you completely do away with the first part of the sentence? Why did you say all these great things about you and then ruin it with a but? He's like, and it's possible to be both of the things at the same time. I said it the other day. I was like, I am so fine. I am beautiful. And I'm a little bit fat. They both they both are true. Because while I'm working on the body that I want, I have to accept the body that I have. I have to love all the parts of me now, as is now, so that even later, or if something ever happens and I can't control it, I still love me.
Yes.
And while I'm working on loving me and working on creating the body that I want, when I get it, then it's like, you can't tell me nothing.
Oh, listen.
What? Who you talking to? Not me. No, you're not.
Yeah, that the Lord slowly and steadily taking me there, because he already knew. Had it happened that quick, I would have been a whole
unstoppable. I've been telling people, listen to me. Give me a few more months. I'm gonna be a problem.
Okay, you a problem now.
Listen, okay.
A whole problem.
Thank you.
A whole problem.
That comes with accepting where I am now.
Yeah.
Before, yeah, I can pose for the picture or whatever, but now it's like I want to take the picture. Like, yeah, let me switch real quick. Hey, you need my camera?
Right.
Don't zoom in. Did you get the shoe?
Okay, on the
phone. Before it's like, yo, yeah, I'll pose, but when you start to embrace you, and all that makes you, the good, the bad, the in between, there's nothing wrong with any part of you.
No,
there's nothing wrong with any part of you
at all.
All your pieces were designed to make a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have them all, something would be missing.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you need them. You need all the pieces. You need all the parts. They work for you. I promise you they do, but you got to let them.
Yeah.
You have to let them work for you.
Yeah. Depression is so sorry.
Go ahead.
Depression is so important for me. I've been there. Multiple times, and people don't know that about me. People don't see that about me, and it's such a vulnerable space, to get to a place to actually acknowledge it. Like, hey, it ain't hitting on nothing. Like, I'm not okay.
Yeah,
I'm not okay, and being okay with not being okay.
Yeah.
And I struggle. Like, people would not know. And it's not that I try to create a false narrative, because that's not it at all. I just enjoy genuine and peaceful vibes when I am on social media. But like real life, like, I'll cry for like weeks. I'll cry for months. I won't want to leave my room. I won't want to leave my house. And it's so real. What has helped me with that, though, is journaling. And I know that I'm really bad in this mental space when I don't journal. When I'm not even tempted to pick up a pen. Like, that's when I'm like, all right, Raven, what's going on?
Right. Yeah,
journaling is my thing.
I have to get by water. Like, I need to hear water. I will go to the beach so quick, or go down to water side so quick because
Yeah.
I just need to hear the water. I need to see the water. And
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about it, but it just helps me get these
Yeah.
thoughts in order. It helps me. Like, I'll start talking to myself, and I keep saying I have to stop, but I'm not gonna. I talk to myself out loud like there is someone sitting across from me. I don't care because I have to be honest with myself. Like, are you hurt right now? And it's okay. It's
Hurt.
okay.
Yeah. It's
Because you're not gonna feel like this for always. But for now, it hurts.
feel it. Feel it.
For now, it's a little dark. But it won't be always.
It won't be. It won't be.
But when you acknowledge it, it takes some of the power away from it, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's when you ignore it, it's when you try to act like it's not a thing, when you try to act like it's not bothering you or it's not as dark as it is. That's when it consumes you because you're feeding it.
Man.
You're letting it sit idle. You're giving it all the time to grow and to take over all of who you are. I've listened. I let the darkness consume me. I lost sight of who I was and what I was about and who I was for and all the things.
Everything.
And I walked around like that for some years.
Yeah, yeah.
Hurt. Big hurt.
Yeah, big hurt. Yeah.
Numb. And just here, just existing.
Yeah.
That's miserable. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But what I learned, what God told me, and this was, again, in the pandemic, I've created you for greatness. I've created you to endure.
Yeah.
You had to go through so that you could help others go through. You can't help them if you've never been there. You can't help them if you've always had all the things.
All the things, no.
You can't help somebody come out of the darkness if you've never known what it's like to come out of the darkness without the flashlight.
Yeah, man.
You can't give somebody those tools if you've never done it.
Yeah.
I had to make you who I needed you to be for my will to be done through you.
Yeah, that's a word.
And I'm like, oh, okay, but why did it have to hurt so bad?
Why have to hurt, Lord? Why have to hurt?
You couldn't kill me. You couldn't send me a manual. Like, step by step, I can read real well. We had to do it, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
And that's what I've learned. The things in life are necessary.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a consequence to an action. Sometimes it's a lesson. Sometimes it's a building block. Sometimes it's a setup.
Yeah.
I got to knock you down to set you up. You're not listening where you are, so I'm going to take all these things away. Can you hear me now? Hello. Been waiting for you.
Yeah.
All these things were a distraction. All these things had to go.
Yeah.
Girl, we done went on about all the other things. I told you. All we were going to do is talk like we always talk. All we were going to do, because somebody needed to hear it.
Yeah.
You can't always be, I'm going to tell you in front of the folks, you are not always meant to be behind the scenes, baby girl.
Yeah, I know.
You have something to say. You have something to say. You have something to do. And it's not always in the background. Sometimes it's in the forefront.
Yeah.
Sometimes you are the one in the center of the circle, and we are all surrounding you. That was not just symbolic. That was literal.
Man.
Because you being obedient, you centered that. You brought women together who didn't even know each other. I don't call people sis. I had so many sisters that day. Hey sis, yes sis, no girl, I got a charger. What you need? I got some hand sanitizer. Yes sis, I got spray. Come on, shoes.
Yeah.
I don't even do that.
Yeah.
But in that space, it was allowed.
Yeah.
And that's the space that you created. Through your obedience, through doing what you do. That wouldn't have happened being in the background.
You're right.
That wouldn't have happened staying behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No one would have shown up if it wasn't centered around you, baby girl.
Thank you.
Whether the end result was the fellowship and the empowerment and God moving, it was centered around you being in the forefront. We're not in the back no more.
We're not in the back. We pulling up front.
We're pulling up.
We getting ballet for the car.
Get in. Okay.
You know,
you do great work.
Thank you. So
behind the scenes, undercover, all the things. But now it is time for you to step into the light that you so freely give to others.
I will. I am.
You are. All the things.
It's time for all of us, and for whoever's looking and listening. It's time, y'all. It's time for whatever you've been putting off. Like, it's time. So do it, and know that you have an army of people who don't even know you, rooting for you, and waiting for your purpose to be fulfilled.
Yeah,
we got you.
We do. I promise.
We got you.
I promise. Please, please, please. Okay, I got 2 things, and then we're gonna be done. I promise. We would have went time and everything, but it's okay.
Okay.
What do you feel has been your greatest life lesson? What has sustained you? What do you carry with you in the back of your pocket, in your back pocket?
I keep saying him, and I'm not apologizing for it, but God, like, he has taken me on a journey with trusting, especially being an entrepreneur, and you aren't really sure when your next check is coming, and you don't really know what you're doing, honestly. You're out here trying to make it work. And God has truly grown my faith like never before. And I still fall short sometimes, like more often than I care to admit. But it's like he has sustained me. Like I really can't even elaborate more. Like, it's just, he's so good to me, and he's allowing me to produce and be a part of his plan. And that's all I want. I want what's mine. I don't want anybody else's. I'm good with what's mine because I know it was for me. And knowing that everything is strategically orchestrated for our best interest.
Ain't it good?
It's crazy. I could talk about God all day because y'all don't get it. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand. God is so good to me, and he loves me so much, and he sends gentle reminders to all of us. Just make sure you're listening. And when you're praying for doors to be open, make sure that you're also praying for positioning, being prepared. So praying. Yeah. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry.
Your greatest lesson is to do what God tells you.
Yeah.
Trust him.
Yeah, trust him, y'all. Please.
Please tell the people how they can find you, where you are, all the things.
All right. So you guys can find me on Instagram @ Miss LeMelle, MSLEMELLE. You can also find me at Number One Space, located in Military Circle Mall, right by the old movie theater now, Food Court. Like I said, we focus on everything dealing with performing arts, from the music to photography to acting, you name it. We focus on it. We highlight it. Shoot over to Tones of Melanin. That's Tones of Melanin on Instagram. If you want to follow my natural hair journey, which I'm trying to make a comeback with, it is Natural Radiance, but Radiance is RAEDIANCE.
Yeah, you did it.
I did it. Thanks to you. Thank you so much for having me up here. Like, I don't take it lightly at all. I love you so much.
I love you. You sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Okay. But for all the folks watching, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Lessons with Lindsey Live. I hope you got something today, because I got something.
I hope so.
Yes, and please tune in next week as we come back for another episode every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Bye.
Bye, y'all.